was a camp where prisoners came from all over Europe and different occupied countries, and it was a site where they were forced to do horrific back-breaking labour, and many of these prisoners succumbed to their fate doing this. In April 1945, the camp was liberated as the American forces closed in, and soldiers, when they found the camp, were horrified by what they saw. Buchenwald, as a concentration camp and imprisonment centre, opened years before the Second World War broke out, and to begin with, it would hold 8,000 prisoners, but then it would grow to a huge extent. One of the things about Buchenwald which made it unique was the sheer size of the complex, and there were 136 subcamps that served the main site, and it was a place used for armaments production, making weapons and other vital military equipment for the war effort. But as mentioned, Buchenwald was a site where the conditions were truly hellish, as prisoners were kept starved, and they were forced to conduct hard labour. There was also human experimentation used at the camp, and further executions were carried out upon Soviet prisoners of war, who were slaughtered inside of the Ganik Schussenlager, the next shooting facility. It's said that 56,545 prisoners died at Buchenwald, but as the war turned against the Germans following the Normandy landings, there would be some hope for the prisoners. But then at 3:15 p.m, on the 11th of April, a group of American soldiers of the 9th Armoured Infantry Battalion from the 6th Armoured Division arrived at Buchenwald. The liberating Americans were seen as heroes, and those who were well enough rushed to them and hugged them, but then preparations were made to give these prisoners food, medical supplies and care. Quickly the Americans sought to try and save as many as they could, and tuberculosis tests were arranged and soup was given to the suffering inmates. It was not easy for them to establish good sanitation and hygiene. Many of the inmates refused to take showers, as they did not trust this due to how the SS would exterminate thousands using poison gas in the showers. There were rows of bodies stacked all around the camp, men, women and children who had suffered. Following the initial liberation, General Patton ordered the mayor of the city of Weimar to bring 1,000 German civilians to Buchenwald, mostly military-aged men from the upper and middle classes. These Germans walked a 16-mile trip under American guard and were shown the crematoria and the evils of the Nazi regime, and the Americans wanted to make sure that the Germans accepted the responsibility for the crimes of the Nazis. Later, the guards of Buchenwald who were arrested were brought to trial in 1947, and there were death sentences handed out. The majority of the defendants who had worked at the site or in the region were convicted.